Hello, and today we are going to do the grade 10, June 2025 past paper. Paper 1. Right, first of all, you must remember that you will always receive a folder that is zipped or compressed, and you need to unzip it. Okay, you can either right click on it and then say extract, or you can go to the 7-zip and then extract it from there. And they will give you a password. The password will be given to you on your question paper. You will type the password in from your question paper, and then you'll see a new folder appear, which will then be your folder that you have to work with. All right, let's look at the first question. The author of the document would like the page border to be further away from the text. Change border settings, measure from to edge of the page. Use the picture above as an example. So if you look at this distance, that needs to be increased. I'm going to open OneTypes. And you will see here, this is the distance that needs to be increased. So I can go from here, we can go to borders and shading, and we go to page border and options. And in the options, we select edge of page. And you say OK and OK, and now you see this distance is increased. Then we go to 1.2, format the heading island types to the title style. So we click here, and remember these are your styles. If it doesn't appear here, click on the arrow. There's the title style. The next one, 1.3, apply a word processing feature to the 5 images found on page 1 so that the images can be moved as one object. So I'm going to select. As you can see, these are separate images. I select, hold in control on the keyboard, and then select the rest of the images. And then you just right click on any of the image and say group. And now you see all of these can be moved around as one image. Next question, find the text starting with continental islands ending with volcanic origin and apply a 3-point shadow border to surround both paragraphs. Always remember to look at your mark allocation to see how many things you have to change about the text or the image. Right, if you look here in your exam, your paragraph will always be highlighted to say that this is where that question is. So you don't have to spend too much time looking for it. So I'm going to select the paragraphs and then go to borders and shading. And I'm going to select a shadow and a 3-point. Those are the two things that I'm doing for the 2 marks. Right, 1.5, modify the drop cap O of the word oceanic below the word oceanic islands so that it drops 3 lines and appears 1 centimeter away from the text. I want you to use a highlighter in your exam. And you are going to highlight, for instance, this. And you are going to highlight this, so that you know that these are the changes that you need to make. Right, I'm going to go to the drop cap. You go to the insert tab and you'll see this looks like a drop cap. This is your drop cap. So you go to the options and you change this to a 3 and you change this to a 1 centimeter and OK. So that is your distance between the text and the drop cap, which is 1 centimeter. Right, question 1.6. Find the text starting with how many islands and ending with island formation. Improve the readability of the paragraph as follows. Change the line spacing of the paragraph islands are to appear same as the next paragraph. If you scroll down again, as you can see, it is highlighted, so it's easier for you to find. If you look at the first paragraph, the visibility is not, you can't read it very well. So you need this to look like this. Now a shortcut here, you know how you copy and paste? In this case, we are going to copy the formatting. To copy the formatting, you first select and you click on Format Painter. Now you can see this is currently selected. This means that my format has been copied, and now I'm going to paste. As you can see the paintbrush, you can see the little brush on my cursor. Now I'm going to paste the formatting. Let's try that again. Format Painter and paste. In the second part, change the before and after paragraph spacing of all 4 paragraphs to 12 point. So all 4 of these paragraphs, we are going to change the before and after to 12 point. You can either use it from there, or you can find it here in the paragraph dialog box. You can change it to 12. All right, question 1.7. Now this is where we start with images. Remember your images, you can go to insert. Let's find the place where we have to insert it first. It's here. You can either go to insert and then pictures, and then you look for the picture from your desktop. You actually follow your path and then you look for the picture, or you can just drag and drop it from your folder. All right, this image is supposed to look like this. It's for 4 marks. So the fact that you have inserted the image, you probably have to do 3 other things to the image, more or less. Okay, the position of the image is in line with the text calmness and at the top and sediment at the bottom. All right, so as you can see, it is highlighted. I'm going to go to the picture styles. If you look at this one, it has a border, and if you look at the question paper, there is no border. If you look at this one, it also has a border, so we actually have to select this one, which has no border, and it is an oval shape. Right, then the other thing that you have to change is this wrap text. See, when I make it tight or square, when I make it a square, it forms a square, the text forms a square around the shape. When I make it tight, you see the text kind of leans into the image. Right, then you just have to move this image so that it looks something similar to this. Right, that's your 4 marks. Another thing for images, they can ask you this here to crop or to change the height and the width. You must remember that when I click outside, you see that format disappears. When I click on the image, the format tab appears again. So any object that you add in, there will be a new tab that appears which allows you to do multiple things on that object. Like here, I can change the color, I can add corrections to it, I can change artistic effects. You will do according to what is asked in the question paper. Right, let's go to 1.8. Replace all occurrences of the exact word aquatic with the word water. So you need to find and replace. So I'm going to click on replace, and I'm finding aquatic, and I want to replace it with water. But remember, in aquatic, you must make sure you find whole words only, because it said that replace all occurrences of the exact word aquatic. All right, so that is why we select find whole words only, and then you say replace, and it has made 7 replacements. Okay, question 1.9. This is your tables. Locate the table below and make sure that it appears like this. As you can see, this table is 15 marks. You are going to be making a lot of changes here, but you will follow this. This will be your guide, and this image will be your guide. All right, let's go down to the table. Okay, let's start with the first part. Heading row, font Arial black, 16 point. So you select this. Let's make the font Arial black, and you change it to 16 point. If you are asked to change it to 13 and you don't find it here, remember you can always type it out if necessary. All right, then bullet items must be a symbol, Webding 74. If you look at these are your bulleted items. It must be Webdings number 74. So I'm going to select this and go to bullets, define new bullet, symbol, Webdings, code number 74. There's the island type of symbol, and you say OK, and now they all have the bullet. Words Oceanic Islands, character spacing expanded to 3 point. So I'm going to change this character spacing. So we go to the font dialog box and you go to advanced, and there's spacing which must be expanded by 3 point. And you say okay. That's not all. You need to look here. The direction is changed. Let's like this Coral Islands here. So you go to layout and then there is text direction. And now you see it looks like the one here. Then the text file one quote contains the last row's quote. So do you see this quote here? You need to insert it here. Before you insert it here, these cells need to be merged. So I'm going to select them and say merge cells. All right, then we go to our folder. We open the one quote text file and you copy and you paste it here. And as you can see in the question paper, it is centered. So we need to center this. All right, let's look at the next part. The outside border width is 2 1/4 point. So I'm going to select this table and go into design, and I select 2 1/4 point, and you can select a border painter. Then if you just do this, remember there are many ways of doing something. You will find and use the easiest way that is for you. Okay, then just have a glance at this and this. As you can see, this image is not straight, or rather upside down. Then we just rotate it. And that's pretty much it. That looks like it's done. All right, thank you for watching, and